today we're doing a Meet a Beekeeper session with my special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. My name is Ann Zudakoff. I'm delighted to be at Amazement Square today. I've been a beekeeper for 15 years. I am a member of our local club in Lynchburg, Piedmont Beekeepers, which is one of the oldest beekeeping clubs in the state. I'm also a member of several other clubs, and I'm very active in the Virginia Beekeeping Teachers Consortium, and we write a course to educate new beekeepers. Every year we educate probably about 20 to 30 new beekeepers. So I'm delighted to be here and be part of Amazement Square.
Including me, I'm a new student. So we asked for some questions from you folks at home since you can't come in to do the Meet a Beekeeper program. So Melissa the Bee here has some questions for you, Miss Ann. And the first question comes from someone who says that, I'm kind of scared of bees. What should I do if I see one?
All right. Well, it's natural for people to be scared of bees. A lot of people don't realize that there are many, many different kinds of stinging insects in nature. But one of the things that I encourage you to do is learn some of the differences about bees and wasps and other stinging insects. But essentially, most of the bees and the wasps and the stinging insects will sting. That is their defense against if you are invading their colony. So if they have a sense that you're invading their colony. A solitary bee that you see out in nature, either on a flower or buzzing around your food at a picnic, is not likely to bother you. So the thing is, and I realize this might be a little difficult, is just keep calm, walk slowly away from it. Don't wave your arms around like this because they are attracted to motion. And just, learn the differences between the different insects, and don't be afraid.
So there's different types of bees. Can you tell us what some of those other bee types are?
Yes, I certainly can. The honeybees make up of actually a very small portion of the total number of bees. The honeybees are unique in that they are colony dwellers, and it's called a social insect, where all of the individuals cooperate and they take care of their mother queen and they take care of the brood. There are also solitary bees. There are bees that nest in the ground. Honeybees tend to be cavity nesters. There are many, many different kinds of bees out there. 4 or 5 different varieties do produce honey, and the vast majority of them do not. And they all have slightly different habitats.
Speaking of habitats, we know that bees like flowers, isn't that right, Melissa? What kind of flowers do bees like?
Well, this is very interesting. Bees and flowers have actually evolved together over the past couple of million years. And bees like the kind of flowers where they can reach the nectar supply with their long sucking mouth parts. And also bees have a vision where they can see ultraviolet, and many, many of the flowers which are attracted to bees, we can't see it, but do have that ultraviolet component in there. So the bees just zoom in on there, and they are attracted to the nectar in that flower.
Awesome. Now, I've heard that bees are pollinators, Miss Ann. Can you explain what a pollinator is?
Okay, certainly, thank you. In order for plants to reproduce and flowers to be bigger flowers and fruits to be bigger and more beautiful, the pollen of one flower has to be transferred to the pollen of another flower. And this is called pollination. It's part of the reproduction of plant life. And bees are part of that, because as bees are buzzing around, taking nectar from the flowers, bees are really hairy. Look at all those beautiful hairs on Melissa there. And as she buzzes around from flower to flower, she picks up pollen. And as she goes to the next flower, that pollen is transferred to the next flower, and that's actually the way plants do reproduce. So pollination will make the flowers in your garden bigger and more beautiful, and it will also make the fruits and vegetables in agricultural situations bigger and riper and more nutritious. So that's why bees are very, very important to pollination, especially in the food business for fruits and vegetables.
So if I want more bees to come to my yard, I should plant some flowers.
Oh,
what else
absolutely.
should I do?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that you want to think of if you want to attract more bees or pollinators to your garden is try to minimize as much as possible your use of pesticides and things that are going to kill insects. most people don't realize, but there are way more beneficial insects in nature than there are undesirable insects. So if you put some poisons out to kill insects, you're probably doing more harm than good. So by all means, minimize as much as you can the use of agricultural pesticides and plant lots and lots more flowers. Just do what you would normally do to make your yard beautiful. Some flowers, some fruit trees, some flowering bushes. And not only the bees, but other pollinators will come.
That's awesome, Miss Ann. Now, springtime, we often hear about swarms of bees. Somebody says that they think that sounds a little scary. Can you tell us about what swarms of bees are doing?
Thank you. I'm so glad you asked about that. Because just the word swarm sounds so scary. And a lot of people think that a swarm is just a great big bunch of bees coming at them out to get them. And that's not at all what the bees are doing. When springtime rolls around, that is the time when bees have their reproductive season. So you'll have one colony of bees, and probably about 3 or 4 weeks before the swarm actually happens, those bees are very busy inside their colony, and the first thing they do is they make preparations to make a new queen mother. And when that new queen mother is just about ready to be born, about half the colony takes off from their colony and they buzz around. Usually they'll end up someplace on a tree limb like that, which is kind of cool. So you'll see this great big ball of bees. Before that happens, they'll be buzzing around in the air and they'll make a loud roaring noise. But they're not interested in you. So they'll temporarily congregate, probably in a tree, and then anywhere from an hour to a day or so later, they will take off and they'll find themselves a new home. So that's what's on their mind. So it's very dramatic to watch. You can stand there, watch them swirling around, buzzing in the air, and you don't have a thing to fear from a swarm.
So I know that a lot of beekeepers like to catch swarms, but before you work with bees, you should probably wear protective gear, right?
Absolutely. I like to say what my minimum thing to wear is absolutely a veil, which will protect your mouth, nose, and eyes from bees. And a lot of beekeepers wear whatever is comfortable for them. Now, when I'm doing a lot of things with bees, I'll wear my industrial strength jacket where I'm covered heavy all over the place. But a bee sting is generally not dangerous, but to get stung in the eye or the nose and the ear can be incredibly dangerous and can cause serious damage. So I recommend that no matter how comfortable you are wearing bees, always wear something to protect your face and your eyes.
Luckily, you don't need protection from Melissa because she's just a puppet.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Rachel.
Well, thank you, Ann, for being here. And what I'd like you to do this week for your challenge is to go out into your yard and just sit and watch the bees and watch the insects in your yard, see what you can observe, and think about what kind of flowers you'd like to plant to encourage bees in your yard this spring. And we'll see you next time on Amazement Square Anywhere.